Wepa mi gente. It's your boy Dr. Kizomba. And on this one, I actually gonna tell you my story, okay? Because we have a plan right now of starting the Kizomba Canada studios. And here's the reason why I'm gonna kind of explain some of the things because I made a big post, all right, about it, and there's also a GoFundMe page, okay. Now right here I'm gonna tell you in few chapters, okay, not everything in once, about how I started my dance life in Canada, okay, to the point that now me being able to build my own studio. All right, let's go, my people. About 12 to 13 years ago, I was living in Toronto, Ontario, going to school, dancing, performing, and traveling. When I got the opportunity, of course, usually the trips were related with dancing. Um, I'm gonna start quoting in between, okay? When I was living in Toronto, I really had um, the passion of salsa. Yeah, I was dancing salsa. I was going to school. I was dancing salsa day in, day out. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oof, day in, day out. We're talking about 2005 and up, right? Um, I had a very amazing coach, mentor, dad by the name of Albert Torres. I did a great performance in Hamburg. He saw me and he told me, kid, go home. I'm gonna contact you in 6 months. Make sure you do your work. I know you're a little tough, but make sure you do your work. And then I'm gonna fly you all over the world. I did my dues. I went home. Mr. Albert Torres contacted me, and the rest was history. I traveled from Japan to everywhere in the world. Every single salsa congress there was, I was doing my solo performances, helping him out on the sale of the CDs, learning, soaking, learning as much what I can learn about entertainment, performing, dancing, doing all that good stuff, all right? But it was tough. It was challenging because I could not keep a job and the performances were not paying me as much money but I was young and I didn't care, you know what I'm talking about? At the time I was really young and I didn't care. If I can have enough money to pass the month or something, I was good with that. So I wasn't thinking about the next day. I was just thinking about of what this dance gonna bring it to me, okay? So continuing my readings. I started dancing salsa in a team and led to several international gigs, which I told you, all right? Gave me the kick I needed to pursue my career, coming from Angola, speaking Portuguese, being fluent in Spanish. I already had my Dutch on point. All I wanted was to dance. Yeah, at the time, I really wanted to dance. I I would just practice every day. Go to school to perfect my English, you know, and do some other stuff. But really dance. Dance was really my focus. And skateboarding. I really love skateboarding from early age, right? So since my brother Boo Boo bought me a skateboard when I was like 7 or something. Yeah, he bought me my first skateboard, and I had a ramp at my house, right? So I had a ramp, and the rest was history. That's how I started skateboarding, right? My house had a ramp, and my brother bought me a skateboard, and I was just like, woo, yeah, all over. That was okay. So growing up with Jamaicans, I've learned about one thing: respect and respect. Things weren't going nice in Toronto simply because of local politics. If you know me, you know me, Yardy Rise Club. All right. So, like a lot of people ask me, like, hey Manuel, why do you speak like a Jamaican, right? Um, well, I grew up in Dundas West and Bloor, like Daffrey Mall, yeah, Toronto area. My boys in Jen and Finch, Shut the Bigs, Trigger Finger. Oh my God, those are my friends. We grew up, we went to school, and learning speaking Portuguese, not knowing how to learn English. So I grew up like with Jamaicans, right? My aunties, like my dads and stuff like that. Like I would hang out with them, pass the whole day with them. Um, one guy who called me Bantu tribe, but hey Bantu, yeah, cause I'm from Africa. He just picked up a random name and he called me Bantu. Yeah, every time I was coming Bantu, that's where I pick up the shot and a chaser, right? So you had to drink the Heineken, no, drink rum and then top it up with the Heineken, bite the party, and the rest is history. Really grew up with Jamaican culture and love it and enjoy it, and that was part of my upbringing. Now, when I say growing up in Toronto, Toronto is a very working city, okay? So from 9 to 5, you really not gonna be able to talk to people because everybody's busy working, right? And some people actually have 2 jobs, and that's the reality. And the rent is so high that people really don't have that focus on talking to people, having those conversations, right? And a lot of the art in Toronto was lost because of the lack of time. So that's also one of the reasons which I love Montreal, because I really love the artsy and the architecture, uh, like Old Port, those horse walk stones, stone road and stuff like that. I really love Montreal, and for other reasons too. So I really love Montreal. That's why I actually try to make my switch. Okay, politics. Eh, everything is a business in Toronto, and from my 19, 20 to my 25 years old, I wasn't, I didn't want to teach. I just wanted to perform. I wanted to go to places, perform. I just wanted to dance. I wanted to actually explore as much. I didn't want to commit into a dance school because I didn't like the business yet like that, because I was also finishing school. So I didn't want to commit really. But I was a hell of a dancer, boy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They know me from the get go. Please don't think that that's coming out of not a humble place, okay? Yes, there were also some good dances, but I'm autistic with my dancing, so I will practice one move a million times, and at one point I was spinning 10 times in one feet, spotting, spotting, spotting. I was really still am. Anyway, um, uh, there was there still is, and there was like people that run the city that you could not really go against with it, right? And I remember there was a incident, um, the incident in a studio, that this studio is owned by a popular teacher, right? And she organized one of the biggest congresses in Toronto and stuff like that. And I got invited to do like, cause my name was Bazzi and stuff. I got invited like to do a show, and then they were doing, I think, a baby shower, or I don't know if it was a baby gender reveal, some of that. I don't know. I don't even know why they were doing that in a social, but anyway, probably was one of the staff members that was there, and this lady got into the microphone, and she said, "Oh my God, we just saw a picture of the baby," or something like that. Something that revealed the baby, and the baby came dark, looking like. So they were both. They were not white. They were just, well, they were, in between Spanish and I don't know, but they were not like Scandinavian. All right. So yeah. Anyway, she mentioned about the baby didn't look like one of the black guys, which was another popular dancer, right? And then the husband mentioned like, "Oh, this baby looking like the other, and word and something to do with monkey," right? I was backstage, right? And my blood just started boiling, right? And I I cursed my lungs out. I cursed my lungs out. And curse and went berserk, and I was supposed to do something. I left. I just left. I really couldn't take it, all right? What's this tea? So that the people know.
Chamomile.
Come on. Oh, come on, me. All right. Mm-hmm. Without sugar. Skin treatment. Let's go. Yeah, and I left. And I got so furious. I don't know if I made a post or something. I don't know if I made a live or something at the time. I don't know. And I got into a bad side for good reasons, right? But nobody cared about the approach. So everybody was just like, "Oh, it's okay," which happened a lot in the Latin community, right? So I was like, heck, no, I mean, no, I couldn't take that. I couldn't take that. And I started actually to look at the brothers that kind of work with that woman sideways. Sellouts. Yeah, I really look like sellouts. And by me being very strong, young, Afrocentric dude at the time, I was not gonna let that slide. So I performed, but at the festival. But that was actually, I got sneaked in to the stage to perform at the festival. The DJ knew me and the MC knew me. That was Albert Torres, right? The DJ knew me and the MC knew me. So what they did in the break of another show, they kind of put me in. When I wasn't on stage, she couldn't stop me. We still did the show. Hi, yeah, and then that was a standing ovation, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So yes, I'm trying to tell you that I was not a saint, right? I was not a Obama type of kid. No, I was always trying to be the voice of reason of the unheard, especially the oppressed. I always fought. I was a performer that did not hang out with the other artists. Everywhere I went, I knew the chefs, I know the hotel people, I know the garage people. In every single hotel in the United States or in Canada that I went, I actually hang out with the staff. And if I went to a boat or something like that, I actually saw myself in the bottom eating on the kitchen of the people that work in the boat. So actually I could see how really they lived, you know what I'm talking about? So I am a refugee. And I am a refugee. So there's no person in the world that I'm gonna just let it pass. Yeah. Ooh, it's kind of emotional. All right. Going back. Ooh, a very famous Congress over here. Okay, so, yeah, okay, yeah. My pride didn't allow me to beg for things. Of course not. I sneaked in. So, uh, okay. The owner of this Congress had a personal problem with me, with a several other dance and several other dancers. Yeah, the sellouts. All right. The that had to follow her lead because of fear. I don't know. My best friend at the time was teaching. Okay, my best friend. Oh yeah, I gotta talk on this one on the next chapter because this one is a touchy one. All right. Because I taught my best friend out to kind of dance, and I made him also up. We actually had I had a beautiful performance. Like I was Chris Tucker and he was Jackie Chan. You know, we did like a um, a beautiful show together. I choreographed everything. I did all the steps. I made sure that he act the way that he act so that way we could go. That because me, I love choreography. That was the early stage. But then my best friend at the time, um, like I was teaching him how to dance for free, of course, and perform with him all over the world. But he helped me a lot, bro. That was my dude, man. That's why he's my best friend. So it wasn't really for free, uh, because he actually helped me a lot. When I had some financial problems, he was always there for me, and still is. That's my dude. So yeah, um, I had started a dance school a few blocks away from my house, leaving me in a very awkward position. Yeah, he did. Yeah. And I didn't want to kind of, because he's my best friend, right? Yeah, I take friendships really deep, you know? So I didn't want to um, compete with my best friend, start a dance school and compete with my best friend in the same city, right? So I probably moved to Montreal. That's what I say. I'm just gonna move to another city so that way I don't have to compete with my best friend. Yeah, but what's tough because I had a girlfriend at the time. Yeah. Whew, awkward position. See, at the time I had no knowledge about business. Whew, I was teaching people for free. Hello. I was fixing the entire scene for free, not wanting to compete with my best friend at the time. I'm gonna leave you guys right here, okay? Um, I'm gonna leave a little bit of more stories, all right? We're gonna continue, okay? There's a lot more juice, okay? There's a lot more juice, but I'm gonna leave you guys right here. Um, with the finished quote saying, guys, I definitely gonna need the help of everybody to build this studio, okay? Because it's my first big project and it's gonna be my independence so that I also can help other people. I always think about the little people. Now, by having 24 hours in a place that we can build together, every single dollar is going to be used for your credit at the studio. Every single donation is going to be counted and shown receipts of building of the first Kizomba studio right here in Canada. Okay? Thank you so much, my people. Don't forget, we have right here our GoFundMe. I'm your boy, Dr. Kizomba, and more stories to come. Okay? This is the phase right now that I was a little young and wilding, but there's a lot of truth. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of learning, okay? Because everybody gotta learn, and took me a long time to learn, but I finally did it, all right? Thank you so much, and I hope you get me.